I be making that good YouTube money. Observe. I'm rich, bitch.
GOJI.
Godzilla Monster Series, Godzilla 2023, will be standing at over 4 inches tall. Meanwhile, GERARD Odo Goji over here will be standing at nearly 4 inches tall if you count his dorsal fins. If you're looking at his head, it's 3, so yeah. So as we've seen in the past, the Godzilla Monster Series is essentially Movie Monster Series Mini. And seeing as how it finally made its way to Japan as the Bandai Japan Godzilla series, it seems these are probably going to stick around for a bit. Feast your eyes on this meatloafian cinema over here. Yes, not much has really changed for old GERARD Goji over here. He's still got that bit of black to dark brownish dry brushing on certain areas, albeit mostly minimized to the thighs. His claws and toes will not be painted that black, and he is still going to look supremely dorky from the front. Yeah, these figures are mostly going to be detail shows, as this guy is very beautifully detailed. He's gonna have the scars all along his body. He's gonna have that very dinosaurian posture. The scars being maybe a bit lighter than they were on the original Movie Monster Series figure. But credit where it is due. Yeah, this is more than likely a shrunken down mold from the Movie Monster Series, but it still retains a lot of that great detail. And those teeth, despite being so small, are actually going to be painted really, really nicely. He's even got a tongue in there, even though it's not painted. Was the original one painted? We'll find out. But yeah, I really don't have too much to say, except that I'm impressed with the detail game, and the paint game is a bit middling. More than usual. Bandai, where is our SH Monster Arts Odo Island Godzilla? Okay, yeah. This guy had a lot more paint than this dude did, and it was a brown goopy dry brushing, not a black dry brushing, but I do think I like the black better. So yeah, for the most part, it's a size down Movie Monster Series figure with less paint. But I'm not exactly mad at it, to be completely honest with y'all. Sure, we're missing paint on the underside of the neck, the chest, the thighs, the shoulder blades, and the inside of the mouth, but the figure doesn't look worse without it. Maybe the lack of those Welcome to the Black Parade nails, but overall, I give this dude a festive pass. He's not a half-bad figure. Now, normally you think about shrinking down a mold, you're going to be shrinking down the quality, but this guy's still got all of it. Elbow spikes, lots of dotty, spotty, warty-looking lizardian details. Sure, he's a goofy-looking MF from the front, but from every other angle, he is angular, yeah, sure he's goofy from the front, but from every other angle, this dude is a fierce little release, and I quite dig it. Swivel at the leg, swivel at the other leg, nothing at the torso, glue sealed, nothing at the tail, solid piece, and swivel at these tiny little arms, yes. Odo GERARD Goji, he gets a pass from me. Now let's take a look at the man of the hour. Gordoogle Doo over here is going to be looking very much like his Movie Monster Series counterpart as well. His main thing being he has sculpted teeth, but the teeth are not painted, but the inside of the mouth is. Details are going to be looking rather crispy, maybe a bit yogurty as we get to his midsection over here. But as we move back into the tail, things are looking rather nice. Them claws is going to be painted. Them toenails is going to be painted. Those gray undercooked chicken wings are going to have that brownish tan dusting, as will the chest overall. And I gotta say, I really like how this turned out. It's so neat. It's kind of impressive, honestly. Like, damn. And we will be getting that paint up on Godzilla's head, both for the scar on the side of his face, the very tippity top of his head, and then we gotta talk about the eyes, which aren't as bad as I thought they would be. Yes, they are very much smaller, and yes, they are going to be retaining the Movie Monster Series style of looking like an egg with some pepper at the center. This pupil might be a bit askew, especially when you look at it from the front, but looking at it up close, holy god, man. Yeah, he's a bit wonked out. But I do have to give Bandai credit. This is a smaller figure. These are smaller eyes. The fact that the paint isn't as messy and completely unintelligent, I guess I should say, is a bit of a blessing. Plus, the detailing on Goddingus Dingus Doo over here is really commendable work. Like, sheesh, bro. You didn't have to cook that hard. But they did, and I so appreciate it. Now, as your naked, trained eyes can hopefully see, the original Movie Monster series release is going to be a lighter gray versus the Godzilla Monster series version, which is going to be a bit of a darker gray. The accents on his chest, torso, not so much his crotch, but his crotch and thighs, and even down to the paint on his toes and claws, and his head and face, are actually going to differ. The paint on the Movie Monster series version is actually a bit lighter, while these are going to be a bit darker, which is something I believe we saw with the Heat Ray variant of this guy. Godzilla Monster series when? Would love to see some crazy colorways of that guy. And for the most part, I think this guy is a pretty awesome, like, Spark Doll version of this dude.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, he's got the lack of teeth paint. Yeah, his lower torso is going to be a singular piece with no leg articulation. But the detail party is something significant because I think they both look really damn good for their price points. Although Mini Cornelius GOJI over here, his dorsal fins lose more of that thinner posturing that the Movie Monster series version had. Which I guess is something that you can expect from taking a mold, shrinking it down, and making a smaller version of the figure. Swivel at the arm, swivel at the other arm. Nothing at the waist, that is a glue seal. Nothing at the legs, they are a solid piece. But in turn, we do get a tail swivel on this gentleman. Nothing crazy, nothing immense, but once again, rather passable. Not bad for some microbial dudes. Now let's take a look at size comparisons. Shokugan, Monster, Action Figure, Movie King, HG, Finger Puppets. I know not everybody is in love with essentially sized down Movie Monster series figures, but I kinda don't mind. And that's because I do own both of these in the Movie Monster series, but for a budgeted Movie Monster series release, not bad. Anyway, I've been ShinRobJira. Do so hope you all enjoyed this review, and when next we meet, hopefully, it is time for Action Figure Series Godzilla Mingus 1. And let me tell you, after talking about the Godzilla 1991 Action Figure Series figure, oh boy, this one looks lesser. Bye. Gordoodle Doo over here. Why did that make me laugh? I suck.